Welcome to Deep Thought. Feelings do not outweigh facts. And I'm not going to say exactly what motivated this particular video, but I was watching a clip. You know, there's about 1,000 clips and stuff, and there was a clip and someone was talking about something that is well documented in history, well documented. But this young man was feeling that this thing didn't happen. He was like, oh no, I feel, this is what I feel. It was like, and the other guy was just looked at him calmly and was like, but hold up, that's a fact. It's a fact that I'm aware of. It's a fact that I'm aware of. When I was in college, undergrad, I was actually a history major. So, when I look at history, I look at what's documented, what was talked about, and, basically learn how to do some research. This young man was saying something based off of his personal feelings. I'm going to tell you what, feelings don't outweigh facts. It don't outweigh what actually happened. We can want one thing to happen. A lot of times we want something to happen. We want something to be true. And that's, if you want something to be true, that's cool. But is it true? Is it a fact? Did it actually happen? Now, if you feel like something did happen, but it happened a certain way, okay, that's something else, but it still happened. You can't outweigh it. Once history has happened, it has happened. Once there's a fact about something, there is a fact. This is what happened here. That's a fact. Your feeling might be, when you want something different, because in this particular situation, and I'm not going to point out what it was, because it would start a whole other argument, but he had a feeling about something and he was talking fast and everything. And I was just like, if I was there, I would say, okay, are you willing to go in front of some professors, or are you willing to go in front of a court of law and say that? Are you willing to put money on that? Because this is the fact of what happened. You might feel different. You might want to feel different, but this is the fact of what had happened. You would lose the debate. Look, feelings don't outweigh the facts. You can feel everything. You can feel something. There's nothing wrong with feelings. But if you're trying to compare a feeling you felt a certain way to a fact that it actually happened, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. And that's what you got to feel. That's what you got to know, rather. I shouldn't have said feel, because, that was the problem, people feeling something. No, if you got a fact on something, that fact happened. Now, how you feel about the fact, that's different. And there's nothing wrong with you feeling a certain way about the fact. Like, this thing happened, this is how you feel about it. Okay, that's legitimate. But you can't feel like this fact didn't happen. Yeah, you understanding me? You can't say, okay, this didn't happen and everything. If you're in a court of law, you can't say a certain thing didn't happen, Now, you might feel a certain way. Or like, say you in a car accident or something. The car accident happened. Now, how you feel about it, that's legitimate too. But it doesn't outweigh that there was an accident. There was something that happened here. There was some witnesses. There was some documentation. Okay, like I used the car accident example. All right, you had two drivers, maybe some more passengers. You might have had somebody on the side of the road. You might have had the police to come and write down some stuff. This is a fact of what's happened. Now, how you feel about it, that's different. But it don't outweigh that this happened. Are y'all really getting what I'm saying? You just can't make up something. See, when I'm talking about feelings do not outweigh facts, you can't feel like something just happened or something happened a certain way. Like, you can't go back in history and feel a certain way about something. Were you there? Only way you could have a feeling about a fact is if you were there, you felt it. Or even now, you could have a feeling about a fact now, but it doesn't outweigh that thing happened. It doesn't outweigh that accident happened, that the historical event happened. You had plenty of documentation, witnesses, everything. Like in this particular case, like I said, I'm not going to really go over what he was talking about because that would start a whole other conversation. But I was listening to him. I was like, well, I knew about that. He was feeling like it didn't happen. It's like, no, it's right there. Here's the history right here. We can go over it. There was many angles to it, but it was still the same thing. It was still the fact. But he was feeling like his feeling outweighed that fact. No, it don't work that way. It doesn't work that way. If something happened, it happened and stuff. You might want something different to happen, but no, that's not dealing with reality. You always got to face the reality of something. Now, if you feel a certain way about the fact, okay, that's different. But you can't say, well, you feel like this is what happened. That you lying to yourself at that point. One of the things you going through life, you can't be lying to yourself. You got to face reality. You got to face what actually happened. You got to face what is documented. You got to face it. You still got to face it. It still happened. Now, how you feel about it, that's different. That's legitimate if you feel a certain way. It's like, well, I don't like this. That happened. You know, I don't like this car accident. I don't like this historical event. Okay, fine. It don't change that it happened or not, right? I want y'all to think about that. I want y'all to think about that. Because a lot of people, they go on feelings, but let's go deeper into feelings. A lot of times that's a bias. That's a personal bias. You know, that's somebody not wanting to face reality. One of the things out here is people have to face reality no matter what. Because once you stop facing reality, then you have some other problems. Like this young man having a feeling about something, then you always have to say, okay, well, what else does he have a feeling about? And there was some other stuff he said, but it was easily, you had to be like, well, hold up. You ignoring this fact, but here's some other facts that stem from that fact. And you ignoring that, you making up something. And, you know, when you going through life and you're not really facing reality on something, that could be a big problem for you. Is that the problem that you want to have? You always have to face the reality of something, you know, no matter what, no matter, even if it hurts. Even if it hurts. Because it can cause bigger pain later on if you don't face it. You're not dealing with it. And then if it becomes a problem, how can you solve the problem but you're not dealing with the reality of the problem? All right? I want y'all to think about that. You know? If you feel a certain way about what's actually happened, okay, that's different. But, you know, it still happened. It still happened. You can't outweigh it. Okay? It still happened. You can't say it didn't happen because you felt it. You didn't want it to happen. You didn't want it. Because this young man, he didn't want something to happen. He wanted to feel a certain way, and he wanted to feel like his thoughts, his feelings were legitimate, but it wouldn't outweigh what actually happened. And see, like I said, if somebody were to challenge him, say, well, are you willing to put money on this? You want to go to court? If he would have went that far, he would have lost. So, you know, that's the thing, all right? So always remember that. Feelings don't outweigh facts, all right? Facts are facts. Now, how you feel about those facts, that's different. You can feel a certain way about it, but it still don't outweigh that this happened, all right? I want y'all to think about that, all right? Think on this. Anyway, I'll get back with y'all. Peace and blessings.